Okay, so Nanami is out, and this video you're only gonna see it probably at 11, only if we pull Nanami in this, because if not, then yeah, you're probably not gonna end up seeing this because I'm not really gonna be spending like enough to pity. So essentially, we have 30,000 cubes. I have enough pity points. I have the 100. Let's go into it. Nanami is broken, so what we're gonna do is summon, explain his kit, then showcase him if everything goes well. Let's hope it goes well. I would hope it does because Shoko I had to pity. And Nanami, well, let me just say, especially because they basically fumbled the anniversary extremely hard, I just don't really give a fuck. If we don't get Nanami with what I have, then that's going to be the end of it. Genuinely, it is going to be the end of it. Because we went a whole month with the only thing really being Illusory Realm, the new powerful enemy, and no SP buffs, which is kind of wild for an anniversary. We're still going to see if there's fake outs. I haven't summoned on this game in a while, though. Now, Nanami is really good in terms of a buffer. I mean, he's rivaling the amount of damage increase that Domain Gojo is giving. So, yeah, no, Nanami is going to be very, very good, especially in replacing SR Nanami. So, I actually cannot wait to use him if we do pull him. He's going to be a very, very good unit. I just hope we get Nanami. That's honestly, yeah, no, oh, imagine. Please be him. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, no, they wanted me back, I guess. They wanted me back. That's for sure. Now the problem is, I think the rec bit's also good. Ah, never mind. Fuck that shit. I don't need it. So yeah, we're good. That's it. Let's level the boy up. We'll do that right now. We'll just level him up. But yeah, second multi. I'm not summoning more. I'm genuinely done. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. That's it. I think there's a story event, so technically I'll use those 10 pulls. But yeah, no. We're going for this. We're getting our pity, and then that's it. That's genuinely it. Holy shit. I think that's one of the first times I've ever really done it that early. Guys, that's huge. I think that's the earliest I've ever gotten a unit. So we're going to level him up and then explain his kit, which he is very good. I mean, genuinely very good. Dude, I forgot how archaic the leveling system is. I genuinely forgot how archaic it is. I've been playing other games now that it's like, I'm not used to this. I'm actually not used to this. This is so weird. So yeah, we're going to bring him into tower, obviously, and be chill. But what is not chill is how fucking good this guy is, right? He is genuinely insane. I don't know. I feel like I just got kicked out. I don't know what just happened. Where is Nanami? Ah, there he is. All right, let's continue. What is going on with his art? What is going on? What the fuck did I just see? I swear it was glitching out. As of right now, do I even want to? I mean, we have enough. We do have enough. But I don't think it's worth, like, not on the alt. On the alt, we'll get it to 8. The other ones, probably, I'll max it out. I'm not sure about the alt. Now, the skill 3, do I want to do the skill 3 maxed? I mean, it would be goated. It would definitely be goated, that's for sure. Let's get it to 9. I don't think I could get any of them to 10. We're just going to max everything else out. I mean, I think I can just get it to 10. Like, I have the resources. If we're not getting SP buffs, like, if we're not getting SP buffs, then, you know, that really is not my problem. So let's do it. Let's max it out. Besides, obviously, the skill 1, but, you know, not really a problem. So let's get that up. This is, like, the quickest I've ever done this. Alright, and then let's continue. Do I have a dupe? Yeah, but I don't think I need it on him. He's already at 17k HP. He should be fine. Do we not? Really? Okay, well, we're gonna have to get that. But for now, let's get the HP. I just want to see how much HP he's gonna have. I think that's the most important. But we are gonna need to get his DPS up at least a bit. One thing I gotta say, I kind of wish he was a bit more of a sub DPS. From what I saw, it's not gonna be that crazy. But it's definitely gonna, like, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying I wanted him to do a bit more damage. But I think overall, it should be fine. It definitely should be fine. So let's go and try this shit out for sure. But yeah, I want to see his HP, like, just maxed out. HP, because I think that's going to be very important. Definitely. So 22k is going to be good. Because with the rec bit, what, that should be like closer to 30k? 30k dupe 0 is not bad at all. So this part of the video has been recorded afterwards, so let's really get into this. And what I want to start with is his kit, and I've basically done all the showcase. And I mean, listen, we are probably, I think, 5 hours since I did the summons, so I've had a lot of testing time, and I've also seen a lot of people talk about him. So let's go over his kit. Basically, this boy is going to be very good for one specific rec bit, but let's go over everything. Now, skill 1, he's going to be doing melee, taijutsu, and jujutsu with a high crit chance, which is very good. Very, very good, and we'll talk about why. Then he increases his own crit chance by 45%. Then skill 2 is going to be doing taijutsu for 3 hits, and that's going to be a 50% red allies damage increase for 4 turns. So if you just use the skill 2, you're getting a 200% damage increase, which is crazy. It's crazy, right? It's insane. It's just insane. Now, the skill 3, they're like, why not make him better? They made it so that he's going to increase own damage dealt. That's all right. He's going to do 175% taijutsu and jujutsu with a guaranteed crit. So this guaranteed crit is going to be very big. And then he's going to also increase the enemy's break damage by 30%, which is astronomical. I'm not even going to lie. It's astronomical, especially for the floors where debuff is not nerfed. It's astronomical. And then he increases all allies' damage dealt, red allies' damage dealt by 90% for 4 turns. So just with this, immediately, you shoot up to now a 240% damage increase when you put this in your rotation. And then why not make it more? This in total, to my understanding, it should be, I think, 1,000% total, but I could be wrong. I think it might be around 1,000, but I'm not sure how this works because it's combined on melee and taijutsu. But I think that's how it works. Increases own damage dealt, increases the selected enemy's damage dealt by 20%, and increases all allies' damage dealt by 50% for 4 turns. So very much like Shoko, there's 3 skills that could use CE, or that is 3 skills that buff, and some don't even use CE. So how is he going to be able to be fine? Because Gikku, this costs 30 CE, and by the way, there's a cooldown of 4 turns. And how he's going to be fine is basically 2 things. Number 1, after 6 turns, he gets 30 cursed energy, which is insane. Now, sure, he gets some extra damage, but that doesn't really matter. What we care about is this cursed energy, because this costs 30, and then this is giving you 30. However, the main thing, when he performs a crit, he gets 5 cursed energy every single time, and then extra crit rate when he does crit. So basically, it's going to be a snowball effect. The minute you crit once, which remember this is a guaranteed crit, you're going to get extra crit rate, but not stackable, and then 5 CE. So you use this, it's only going to technically be 25 because you get an extra 5 back. And then especially with that extra crit rate, when you use the skill 2 or the skill 1, you're going to get the extra CE. So then now the 20 CE is now only going to be 15 in most cases. But early on, all you're going to do before you build up is use the skill 1. Why would you do that? Because it's going to give you basically almost the highest chance to crit alongside extra crit rate. So because of this, you're almost going to crit every single turn, which means every turn you're going to be in a net positive of 15 cursed energy early on, to where later on in the battle, you're going to you will very easily be able to use the skills that you want to, which is very insane, especially considering this extra 30. He is going to be very good. Now, what else makes him significantly better is this. So, of course, his crit rate, he can miss it, but when we start adding this memory onto him, this is going to give him 30% crit rate for 3 turns, but every time he crits, he's giving 20% taijutsu. Why this is important is because you're using it with units like Toji and Yuji, Red Yuji. Because of that, you're going to be able to get this almost consistently to where this is not only going to let him crit more, get his extra cursed energy, it's also going to give the team up to, your DPS up to 60% extra taijutsu, which is absolutely wild to think about, that you could get up to 60. And remember, bare minimum, you're getting 40 most likely. Why I'm saying this is because you're going to have this as a guarantee. So this guarantee gives you the 5 cursed energy back, gives you the extra crit rate, gives you the 20% taijutsu for the team, and then afterwards you use the skill 2 with the extra crit rate here, with the extra crit rate from the skill page, and then you're in business, right? You're going to be at, I think, maybe 70% or higher crit rate, and if you're running someone like Domain Gojo, you lower crit res, Toji, you lower crit res, and it starts to get crazy. His damage isn't too crazy, but it's not bad. Like, you're actually doing decent damage, which is the most important thing to mention. And yeah, I mean, his buffs are insane. If we add it up in total, the damage buff is going to be 240%, technically up to 260%, I believe. So that's close to Domain Gojo. and sometimes surpassing Domain Gojo. Also got to keep in mind, this is buffs, Domain Gojo's debuffs, so you're able to kind of play nicely with that on actual stages that Domain Gojo is nerfed because debuffs are nerfed, but then also Nanami can have a nerf, so it plays very well with each other. And keep in mind, the higher red floors like floor 80, buffs are not nerfed, so Nanami is gonna fucking mollywop floor 80, which is absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, he's great. We're gonna head into it. I don't really have much more to say. Listen, Nanami is gonna be very good, and we're about to see it. Okay, so this is going to be the sweep team, and it works very easily and very well. So let's just head into this. Now, Toji, I should have max duped him. I actually had the dupes, but I forgot to put them in. So if you max duped him on the final phase, it would have been even easier. So keep that in mind, that is definitely true. So this is a different boss than you're used to, which is honestly good for you guys. So you get to see a bit of different things. Now, Kaido had to take out his HP that he had from SP, so he's able to die, because if not, he just doesn't die. Now, it's crazy. Toji's already at 50k HP and then goes higher afterwards. But yeah, no, Nanami's damage is not too crazy. But in this, you see that you start with the S3 right away, and this is going to allow you, especially with Kaido, to really just keep up all your skills and keep on doing them. And especially with Toji putting the crit res, motherfucker, it's just too good. It's genuinely too good. And he is basically on the Teen Shoko level. Everyone's agreeing that Nanami, Shoko, and Domain Gojo are pretty much in a realm of their own, Green Shoko specifically, because they are constantly able, over the 20-30 turns, to consistently keep up their skills. Even in Tower, you're going to see that. That's a 1.5 million. Was that the S1? Actually insane. With Nanami's damage increase, it just works so perfectly. And you don't even need a stat debuffer, which is wild. Now here I think I was contemplating, but yeah, you're actually able to just break. Like turn 1, you're able to break, which is crazy. I think. Do we break here? I'm pretty sure we do. I'm like pretty sure. Because like, yeah, no, it's insane. Literally turn 1 of here, because it's only buffs, you break, right? So Nanami is really good for sweep in this regard. And then after you use the skill 3, and that's going to be, like I said before, a 90% damage increase on that. And 800k, considering he's meant to be a buffer with up to 240% on average damage increase for red, like he's really good. Right, really, really good. Remember, 240% is double what Blue Momo is giving, and Blue Momo is considered to be very good. Now, sure, she's in less time. However, it doesn't matter when Nanami is able to consistently keep his stuff up. Not really. So here, I actually don't know what I do. Yeah, I was kind of struggling a bit. Don't mind me. We're gonna resolve this. I don't know what was going through my head, but I'm gonna, yeah, so we use the skill 3 with Kaido, we buff with Yaga, and then we ult with Nanami. We want to kill, I think this turn we get the kill, so it's kind of insane. On turn fucking 6, we finish the second phase. I'm pretty sure, is this not in 2 or 3 turns? Like, how many turns was that? That was 3 turns. We finished the second phase in 3 turns, and look how much time we have for this phase now. Absolutely goated. I don't use the skill 2. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back to use the skill 2. And you can see Nanami's not affected. He's literally, yeah, I should have used the skill 2. Because that would have been free damage reduction, but I digress. No, everyone's max HP, doesn't really matter. But our cursed energy and our ult gauge is about to be lowered. Because when he ults and he starts with this, he starts the phase with the ult, he lowers cursed energy and ult gauge. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, no. We just go, yeah, with that. We keep the ult gauge because Kaido is dying this turn. Because Kaido is dying, we want Domain Gojo to come in and then get his ult as soon as he can. But yeah, no, right now, Nanami, look, he's still at 60 cursed energy, which sure, it's with Kaido, but this is how sweep functions. And it's 17 turns where you want to keep it up every single turn compared to Tower, you're able to build up for a bit. But yeah, this UG one does work better because it's 300 and we're going to use it twice. And Nanami is just going to continue cooking, right? He's going to continue going crazy. We're going to keep on getting the taijutsu increases whenever Nanami does crit, which you should definitely keep out for. I'm not going to mention it every single time. We didn't crit here, for example, but it's fine. Like, we're actually just fine. And what's good is even if Nanami is shrouded in darkness, which he isn't, but in other times I did this, he was. What happened is that he still applies his buff. It's just he's not attacking, which is good. Definitely very good. So next turn, Gojo should get his ult. And we crit, so that's another 20% taijutsu and the extra crit rate and Nanami's extra cursed energy. So it's like he's a very cursed energy friendly unit, especially when he uses his ult, right? All that good stuff. He's technically gaining 5 cursed energy because you're almost always going to crit on the ult. I think it's a high crit chance on the ult, I'm pretty sure. And we just continue on. We should save the ult for next turn. Yep, there we go. So Gojo, I'm pretty sure, does get it this turn. And there we go. He still does a solid 1 million there. And now we're in business. We're in business. We're going to ult with Domain. and we're fine. Honestly, I should ult with Yaga. I don't think I did, but if I do, then big W there, because I should, best case scenario, ult with Yaga. Not doing that is kind of wild, but it's fine. I guess I'm going to save it with NANAMI next turn. And the thing is, this was wrong. If I keep it, this is wrong, and you'll see why. You never want to use it then, because you're already guaranteed critting on the skill 3. So you want to use it the turn after so that you have the crit rate increase for more turns, because that's a 3-turn crit rate increase, but I don't need it on the turn where I'm going to crit no matter what. So that was overall pointless, if I'm being completely honest with you. So we go for that. Yaga gets his buff increase. NANAMI does 1.4 million on the skill 3, which is very good. And then you're going to see a pretty big amount of damage on this ult with NANAMI here. So that's huge. And I think, yeah, we just saved these two together, which is why I should have done with Yaga on Domain Gojo. But we're fine, right? Gojo's doing good damage. NANAMI's going to break. And 600k, if you crit, look at the crit. The crit is double the damage, because I'm pretty sure the crit damage on ult is higher. So that was pretty good damage overall, considering everything. And then we are going to basically very easily clear with these two. So there's absolutely no problem for this. And there we go. 19 mil between those two units. And we got a bunch of extra stats, but all that good stuff. And now we do that with Yaga, and we basically are going to win very soon, I think in the next 2 turns. This was a very, very free clear. Absolutely no difficulties in this, so love to see it. And we do crit, so then we're going to get Toji some extra stats. That was still, what, 1 million damage from NANAMI? So it's definitely not bad damage. It's just not stellar, but it doesn't need to be because he's mainly a buffer. However, with a side of damage dealing, so it's definitely not bad. But we didn't need NANAMI's damage. Like, if we didn't have NANAMI's damage in this, we would have still cleared. Actually, no, we would have cleared the second phase a turn later. So we get the 68 million on the second one, and we see here NANAMI does 14 million, which is quite a lot. For sub, that is what I would constitute as sub DPS damage. Gojo did 10 mil, but if he had a couple more turns, it would have been closer to 15 also. But yeah, no, we let Toji really go crazy with this, and honestly, for sweep, he's doing very good. All right, so now we're going to showcase with this. And overall, most people are going to have all the units besides NANAMI on this team. It was a very simple clear too, not going to lie. Now, this one makes it a lot easier because it lets you time your ults a bit better. And you're just going to see how that works. So basically, you just Inumaki skill 2 twice in a row. And then afterwards, you're going to be fine. So there's really no problems here. We got all our buffs. Okay, so we're going to go for this. And there's the taunt. There's a built-in taunt into that rare memory. So keep that in mind. And yeah, here we go. So we're just stacking up with Yuta as of right now. And we're doing a pretty good job of just chilling. Okay, and you need Gojo to hit his crits. If he doesn't hit his critical hits, then this team won't work out. But if he does, you're able to use Gojo's ult much earlier. And it works out perfectly to where Yuta also gets that heal. But that heal also gives him extra ult gauge and the extra stats, so he's going to be able to do more damage because he healed. And I think he heals again, but I'm not sure. I kind of forgot if we do heal again or not, but I'm pretty sure he does. Nice little crit there. I've been kind of getting used to seeing the crits more because of NANAMI, and no, he doesn't, but it's fine. We got our ult gauge increases that we needed to where Gojo's going to get his turn on ult on turn 6, which is perfect because also of the extra NANAMI increase for the ult gauge that we got from the memory when he came in. So here I think I don't use it. Yeah, I don't think I need to use it here, but I end up doing it. Didn't really matter, but I think I could have saved it for later, if I'm being completely honest. So we get the crit, and here, obviously, the crits don't matter as much in terms of the taijutsu increase, but one thing we have to consider for sure is that we're for sure able to get extra cursed energy because of that, and the extra crit rate. So that's definitely a honestly, very good design with how they made him. Unfortunately, he had his cursed energy lowered, but it doesn't really matter. Like, if we got that extra buff, it would have definitely been better, but it was not a necessity, which is what kind of matters in this, if I'm being completely dead honest. So we're really chilling. We got the domain full numbers. Okay, I think we just use the skill 1 here, skill 2 next turn, then ult, then skill 3. So, you know, we're chilling. So now we start our buffs, and what's great is if we do crit, it's going to make it so next turn he gets his buff because of how he works, and we crit, which because of his crit, it makes it so that he is going to be able, even if his cursed energy was lowered, to get another buff, a buff skill this turn with NANAMI, and he gets an extra 30 cursed energy because it's turn 6, which completely saved this run. And this is why NANAMI is just absolutely busted. Genuinely such a good unit. Okay, this is floor 62, so not that hard from the get-go, but still very nice to see how this boy is working. Genuinely just phenomenal, and big Yaga damage, good, probably 2.53 mil, and Yuta I think does break and does Unga Bunga damage, so that's huge. And definitely Nanami is much better on this than someone like Blue Ghetto, because Blue Ghetto is only going to let you really go against one enemy because he's single target, or Gakuganji dies a lot, where Nanami is just giving the damage buff. And sure, it's not multiplicative, but it's still doing so much, and also he's able to do some sub DPS damage, so it's going to let you get the kill earlier too, which is something that you also have to give value to. So I like his ultimate. I'm not going to lie. I think his ultimate's good. We do a solid 5 mil, which 5 million for him is not bad at all, and is going to let us clear this way earlier. Like, in terms of everything, he is letting us do a lot of stuff that we might not have been before. So that is absolutely huge. And with the skill 3 damage, we are probably just going to kill, I think, this turn. So it's fucking huge how much this guy is doing. 800k might not seem like much, but I'm pretty sure that's what pushed us over the edge to kill. Because look how probably close the sliver was. Exactly what I mean. If Nanami didn't do that 800k, even if it's not insane damage, it's damage that did matter. So that's what's very important to keep in mind. And then afterwards, we're probably just going to chip this boy down with pretty much no problem. It's definitely a bit stressful. Like, it does go on for a minute. I wish I could speed it up. Can I? I don't know. But this minute is really just nothing that important. We're just going to see him kind of speed up, and well, not speed up, we're just going to see him go crazy, and you know, we're just going to skip because we're really not doing much. We're just attacking, right, and getting our kill. So it's like there was almost no chance of us losing. Obviously this one always is a bit more difficult to kill, but it's just prolonged, but it was never difficult. Sometimes I actually lost to this, but with Nanami, especially being type advantage, it is very difficult for you to lose, especially as he is also doing damage. So I think we finish it with the Nanami ult, and then we call it a day. I like his ult. I do. I really do like his ult. I think it's pretty decent for this game. It's not incredible, but it's not bad by any means. And then bada bing, bada boom, we finish. And I think so we see the win screen. I want to see if we show the numbers. Yep. So Nanami himself did 8.7. So we did 8.7. That's not bad. Half of Domain Gojo, but not bad, all things considered. Definitely a piece of the puzzle that is very strong, and I would definitely say on the level of Domain Gojo, main reason being because he doesn't leave and is giving almost as much of the damage increase that Domain Gojo gives. Now then, floor 68 was made Nanami's bitch. Genuinely. Having a unit that is going to be there the whole time to just increase your damage and consistently do it is so strong. Genuinely so strong. So let's head into this right now. And yeah, Yuji's max duped, but like, by the time Nanami comes out, if you can't get your Yuji max dupe, that's more on you than anything. He's on standard. I just bought his dupes. I genuinely just bought his dupes, so you'll have enough. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, there we go. So, very simple. Early on, you're going to see how high Nanami's cursed energy gets without much effort. It is genuinely crazy. It is genuinely crazy. Like, it's wild. So, we see here, we just use the damage lower just because we don't want to do too much damage with Gojo, actually, which is why. And yeah, so basically we're doing this for 3 turns. And then on the 4th turn, we start doing stuff. Like, you just it's just on auto, right? It's on auto. And you can see Nanami getting the extra crit rate, which is huge. And also at the same time, getting the extra cursed energy. He's at 50 right now. He's going to be at 65 next turn, so on and so forth. And then it gets crazy because then on turn 6, he gets another 30 cursed energy. So he's pretty much chilling, right? He genuinely is chilling. Because now he should get another 5. Yep, there we go. And he's at 65, and then he's going to be at 75, which is insane because then every turn he could get up to an extra 5 back. So he's really very, very, very easy to use and very good. He's literally like Shoko in the way that it's so simple. Now you start off with the skill 3. It's better to start off with the skill 3 because that's a guaranteed crit, which is then going to give you the crit rate, right? Now he gets crit rate, then he gets the stats for Yuji. We want to make sure we crit. Now the crits are important. Now the crits are very important because we want to make sure that we get the extra stats so Yuji has up to the extra 60% taijutsu. Now this boy, one thing I gotta say, sometimes he gets his ult to turn early, which you have to reset. You genuinely just reset. If he gets his ult to turn earlier, you have to reset. But if not, you're fine, right? You are going to be in such a good spot now. And the goal is to get Gojo's ult twice. If you're able to get Gojo's ult after this once again, then you are in business. Genuinely just in business. And we are, hint, hint, going to be able. So now we're still not doing that good damage, but that's really not what matters. We just want to get these buffs because remember, keep in mind, people are like, oh, but Domain Gojo's there. Domain Gojo's debuffs are nerfed. Right, they're a third of the value, which I think is around 75 right now because we did it on turn 5. So you keep in mind, Nanami's giving like almost all the big damage from the damage increase to Yuji instead of Domain Gojo right now. So that's why it's so fucking goated, right? Domain Gojo's there to do the stun, do a bit of damage himself, and also, well, I mean, I guess ult gauge lower. The ult gauge lower is very important, but the stun is the main thing, honestly. He's still doing damage, he's still supporting, but it's not as important as the rest. So now we wait. We wait for Unity, we wait for the ults until afterwards. We want to make sure that Gojo gets the break. So essentially, right now, Yuji's going to get us super close to actually breaking, but not break, which is what we want because we want Gojo to break. 9.9 million, super good for Yuji considering how consistent this boy is. Now, we use the Unity, we buff, we use our rec bit, we use our skill 3, we're going to break. And then afterwards, I think we just use the skill 3 because we're going to combo ult with NANAMI and Yaga afterwards. So we do that, and look how much ult gauge we get in one turn. That's one turn. So this is why it works. It's because you're able to get so much ult gauge with Domain Gojo in very quick succession. So now in 2 turns, he gets his ult back because before he couldn't even charge his ult. And yeah, look at this. So now they're going to ult, and this is going to give, I think, 110 each. And that is a total of 3.2 million from NANAMI, which is very good. 3.2 million, including this combo, probably extra like 400k. So about 3.5 million in total for NANAMI's part is very good. And then Gojo's going to do his skill 3. And then he's going to ult, which is all we need for the win condition in general to get his ult. Even if it's on the last turn, we just want the stun because next turn, if he ults, if this boy ults, it's a very dangerous ult. And with NANAMI, with everything he does, it very much allows you to play it very safe and just get a bunch of damage increase. And he works so well with Yuji because Yuji and him are constantly shitting out their skills, right? NANAMI's at 65% energy, guys, as a buffer. Look at Yaga. Look at Yaga. That's all I have to say. Genuinely all I have to say. So now we're chilling, right? We're going to wait, I think, for Yuji's ult. And after that, we're in a very good spot to just very easily clear. So we get our skill 3 in. And I think Yuji, unfortunately, has to use a skill 1, which is kind of unlucky. If he had... No, he gets it again. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Why not? Why not? I actually don't know how he got it. I'm not going to lie, but it's fine. So then next turn, we use the rec bit, the Fukuoka. I think it's the Fukuoka rec bit. And we're in business. It's going to do even more damage because Momo gives a bigger damage increase. Since buffs are not nerfed, debuffs are nerfed. And in this case, we're going to be good. We're giving a way bigger damage increase, and we're going to get a big amount of damage from this, and also break. We're going to have the break damage. I'm pretty sure we break, because as of right now, I think we have like 120% break, no, like 60% break damage, and 13 mil, even higher, and we should clear in the next couple turns. So yeah, this is why NANAMI's so good. He's as consistent as Yuji, and works very well with Toji too, probably even Nobara, but I just used these two because NANAMI works so well with this rec bit, it's insane. He gets the crit rate, which he needs for his own curse energy, while supplying Yuji with up to 60% taijutsu at once, which is insane. And I think Yuji kills. Does he? No, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah, because we used the skill 1. So yeah, we're just going to show this. Doesn't matter. We're going to play it, and let me play it. Okay, so I just wanted to see you guys to see it in full screen, essentially, without my my beautiful face. And here we go. That's basically it. We won. We genuinely won just like that. Very simple. Not even... What turn was that on? Turn 16. And we could see here, NANAMI did 10 mil. He did more than Domain Gojo. That's when you know it's crazy. That's when you know it's absolutely insane. When NANAMI does more, obviously he was there for more turns, but that's the whole point. He's there for more turns, right? So as a sub DPS, he is very good in terms of buffing and also just doing damage himself. Very good. So yeah, NANAMI is a phenomenal unit. He is genuinely top 5. I don't know where I'd rank him in the top 5, but does he reach that range? Yes. Dupe 0 competing with a Dupe 2 Domain Gojo in terms of sub DPS damage is insane. I'm not used to his arts. Like, sometimes if I don't know their art, I can't find it. But no, NANAMI is great. Really happy with them. Very happy with what they did. I cannot wait for us to get another good unit after this. It very much feels like with Anniversary we hit a power creep because the two buffers were very consistent and Honored One Gojo lived up to Sukuna's level. So I am very ready for us to hit that power creep of the second half of 2025. This is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.